Howdy everybody, welcome to another edition of That's Coal Mining. We got a special edition today, and this is a special day. I don't very often get to do this. We're gonna take you down and show you loading barges today. How about that? That's pretty cool. I've had a bunch of people ask me if they could see the barge loading process, and like I said, this is very, very rare I ever get down over the hill to watch them load barges. Okay, but today I did. We've got a professional videography company in here. This is really cool. They're making a special promotional video for our railroad, and I'm their tour guide today. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's real cool. Okay, so anyway, they wanted to go down over the hill there and watch them load barges, so I got to go down with them. So I hope you enjoyed today's show. Okay, this is coal mining. I love this. I'm a very big proponent for the coal industry and the railroad industry. Oh yeah, we do love to see coal moving. Very, very fortunate too, and you know, all of us here are very, very fortunate that Iron Senergy allows me to make these videos. We're very, very thankful for that. And I've said in the past many times that a lot of places, they don't allow you to make videos, and you know, a lot of places are kind of ashamed of what they do, which is why they don't allow it. But anyway, we're not ashamed of what we have here. We're proud of what we have here. Okay, I don't have a lot of barges today. That noise you hear is the belt. Oh, they just shut it down. Okay. This is pretty cool stuff. We have professional video people here that I brought down. They're gonna drone fly, so I'm their tour guide today. These professional videographers. And they're making a promotional film for the rail and barge loading. So I said I'm their tour guide today. That is a water scale going up there, and I have seen water back when I used to load barges and was a dockman. There was times I come out here, the water was right up to here. So 40 feet. Yeah, and I've actually had to walk across this handrail and hold on to this top handrail to get out of here. And when it gets that high, then they shut all the power off. So it was at night and it was dark. One time we had water, it was way up to here, way up to there. I'll have to get, that was a big flood. I'll have to get the year. I don't have the year in my head. 1986 maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Those are all jumbo loads down there. This is a jumbo barge. We load 3 different size barges. That barge out there is called, what's called a spar barge or a guide barge. That's what they load at. If they didn't have something out there to hold this one in, this barge here they were loading would be all over the place. I guess they're moving between barges now. That's why he stopped. Okay, but these jumbos hold 13 to 1,400 tons. Some of the bigger jumbos hold up to 1,500 tons, 1,600. We load 3 different size barges here. When we started loading barges, we loaded stumbos. Those hold 1,100 to 1,200 tons. They're the same length, but they're not as wide. We also load standard barges, and the standard barges hold 800 to 900 tons. And they are the same width as a stumbo, but they're not as long as a stumbo. How about that? Pretty cool stuff. And these ropes here is what holds that guide barge out there. And we don't have a whole lot of barges today, but I think we got enough here to I'll have to try to get down here when they got a bunch of barges out here. All right. And in there is where they load the barges, the operators. You see that section hanging out there? That's where the operator sits to load barges. There's the drone. That is pretty cool. Okay, they've got a that winch there holds this spar barge out here. There's another big winch way down there on the second cell down that they're using to pull the barges with. Okay. And they had a second barge. All that this one over here on that cell is that barge haul over there was the original barge haul that we had when we started here. It was a rail car puller that they adapted for the barge haul. The barge haul that they're using now has another winch, 2 or 3 cells up also. So that system is there. Okay. This is what's called C belt, and we'll show you B belt here in a little bit. All right. Okay. This is the belt that comes out from underneath the silo. I'll take you in the silo here in a little bit. That's a sampler system. I don't think they use it anymore, but the coal goes up B belt, and I'm not sure what that is. That's a new addition since I was down here. Don't know. I really not sure. Oh, magnet. I believe it's a magnet. We used to have a magnet down here. Anyway, this up here, there's a big arm that goes down across the belt every so often and takes a cut. It's a sampler, and from that coal goes into that building down there, which is a sampler. There's a round turntable and buckets, and the coal goes into different buckets for different barges. So then they have a contract company come in here and take the coal samples to a lab and test them, because all our contracts are stipulated. They have various stipulations on the sulfur and the moisture and the BTU content and ash content, things like that. So every barge gets sampled. Then the coal goes on up the belt there, that transfer chute down to that belt, which goes out to load the barges, which you have seen. So okay, figured while I'm here I might as well take you in the bottom of the silo. They're not currently running the belts, which is not a bad thing. be a little bit quieter in here. When okay, there we go. This is the belt that goes through the bottom of the silo. This is a pull cord, a lanyard they call it. It'll stop the belt if you pull it and flip that down. That'll flip that down and shut the belt off. This is a what's called a mass flow feeder. All right. When I started here, it's got a big hydraulic ram at the gate. Air pulls back or pushes forward. When I started here, they had all of these yellow Kanawha feeders. They've all been rebuilt. This is original, but it has been rebuilt. I know it's had at least one new bed put in it. Probably new rollers and new wear plates up there. But there were 3 inline Kanawha feeders here when I started. Then we put this middle mass flow in, and I don't remember the year, sometime in the 1980s, and we loaded out of that. Sorry about the light. Loaded out of that, and then sometime after I left down here, they put that second mass flow in. Okay? Kanawha Manufacturing Company, Charleston, West Virginia. No, I see there's a motor up there at the top. Well, pretty hard to see with that light. I'm sorry. I don't know if I can get out of the light here to show you or not. There's a motor up there in that belt, and these go back and forth, and they shake the coal out. Might be able to. It's a big wheel back there. See that? Right there's a big wheel. Okay. Well, there you have it. I've hosed the bottom of this silo out many times. You're not going to be able to see that either. Probably. Well, there's the feeder, the motor there to the right of my hand, and the belt coming down. And okay. Going around here. Have this as a heater. They heat this in the winter. And this is for a dust collector system. It runs all the time. Dust collectors out here. Actually, it's called a dust collector, but it's more for methane gas than anything else. There's really very little, if almost no methane gas in here. And there is a methane monitor here. And if that methane monitor gets above a certain point, it automatically shuts everything down. Okay? All right, wonderful. Do not enter when feeder is running. You don't want to be underneath it. Okay, very good. Hope you're enjoying today's show. Okay.
Hope it goes down and gets a side view of it.
This is all completely different from when I was doing it.
I just was thinking about whenever we had a snake up there, like Boyle's finding a snake.
What's this? camera for, Bill?
That's up above, right up here.
That's up, okay.
Hold on, he said, I'm gonna make video this for rate.
Got it. Yeah.
So,
Great.
I'm there and I'm grabbing a steak and I'm talking. He said, now listen, he said, I'm video this, so watch your mouth and no cussing, he said.
No cussing, he said.
All right.
Oh, I like that. He says, hey.
I wouldn't have a clue how to do this anymore.
Oh, you'd catch on pretty quick.
You have to hold this all the time, Bill, or
No, my hand's just always on it. It's just,
Yeah, I understand.
You dimwit,
it's,
you bring it out.
Yeah.
He said.
sometimes the amperage change and you gotta move a little bit with the coal.
Got it.
Sometimes you get more coal than you want, sometimes you don't get enough.
I understand. Because I had a stick on mine. I had that controller back here. I'd put a stick in it to hold
Right
it.
on in front of the boat here.
Okay.
Man, you're a man of men.
Yeah, they're taking a video of us today, I guess.
Tell them everything's all right. Everything's under control. We have you up here. There you go. Once they get them down so far in the water, then our dockman will go down and gauge the barge. I believe they want these barges loaded to a 33-inch draft, meaning there's 33 inches of the gunnel out of the water. But all of our coal from the train here gets barged out. Some of it goes down the Ohio River to power plants in Ohio and Kentucky. Some of it goes upriver to Fort Martin power plant. Some of it goes to our Laybell facility. That's down below Fredericktown. And it gets offloaded and then put on CSX and Norfolk Southern trains. The Norfolk Southern trains take it to Duke Energy power plant, and the CSX trains take it to Baltimore for overseas. They may take it other places. We used to sell coal to a cement plant in Florida that CSX took it to. I don't know if we still have that contract or not. Okay, pretty cool stuff, huh? Been there's a, you notice that chute moves in and out. They got to keep the barges level, and we've got it's really dry here. The river levels are down pretty far, so they can't sink them down in the river too far, or the barges will hit the lock seals when they lock through. So they got to be. That's why I said they got to gauge these and make sure they're not too heavy. If they're too heavy, then they got to get them off. Some of the coal clammed out, so that's a big expense. And we've had companies in the past come up here and clam barges out to get them to the right gauge, and sometimes they've taken them down river to somewhere that I don't know where to get them clammed out. That doesn't happen whole often. What the big thing is, you know, big thing on the railroad is you don't want derailments. Well, the big thing here is we don't want sunken barges. And we've sunk quite a few over the years. They get holes in them, and these cells here have wraps on them, metal wraps. And sometimes they'll come loose and they have torn holes in the side of the barge underwater, which you can't see. And it starts to fill up with water and it sinks. We've sunk them right here. We've had them sink down in there too. So that's barge loading. Just like derailments happen, they happen. You don't want them, but they happen, and that is a huge expense to get it raised, a sunken barge, as you can imagine. And they have a special company come up here and clam it out when a barge is sunk, to put coal into another barge. How about that? That's pretty cool. They've actually got 3 barges here hooked together, so they load 3 barges at a time. They'll put a pass all the way on the 3 barges, then they'll come back down and put the second pass in. Like I said, And the next operation is the guys will go down and gauge these barges and finish them off. Okay, I don't know when more barges are coming today, but I said I'm with the video people, and they wanted to video this part of it, so I take the opportunity here while I'm here. I don't very often get down here, so take the opportunity to do this. Lots and lots of people have asked me to see them load barges. That fan out there on that end of that chute is for steam. In cold mornings, the hot coal, the hot moist coal gets a lot of steam, so they use that fan to try to blow it away. And we've tried numerous things here over the years trying to get rid of the steam. Okay, pretty cool stuff. And once it gets down the loaded fleet, then a boat will come in, bring empties in, and take loads out. Jumbos, they usually run 3 on the Monongahela River, 3 loads at a time. Stumbos and standards, they usually run 6, have 6 barge tows. They don't usually run 9 barge tows with the Stumbos and standards. Or at least they didn't when I was down here. That was over 18 years ago when I was down here loading. I loaded a lot of barges. And I was a dockman down here for quite a few years. I hired in as a dockman down here in August of 1977. And I was down there on the barges when we loaded the very first barge. How cool is that? And actually, I was standing right over here. I was standing right over here in October of 1977. Howdy. When the first train load of coal came in. All those trees weren't there, and we saw that first load of train come in, and that was awesome.